Well, hello and welcome to episode 16 of the All Things Leeds podcast. Wow, incredible. Episode 16 already. With myself, NkGhTg, and joining me in the studio, as ever, as he always does, it is Leeds United fan Charles Foster. How are you, Charles?
I'm fine. I'm a little bit tired, but I'm still in a very good mood after this week.
Yeah, good week?
Yeah. Had a good one.
I've had an awesome week.
I know you have.
Monday, meeting Howard Wilkinson, helping out with the Elland Road podcast.
Yeah, he's never mentioned it once that he met Sergeant Wilco.
Tuesday, Preston away, of course, and then last night, Wednesday, good set of results.
Excellent set of results.
We'll, of course, look at the high and lows of this week. Being a Leeds United fan, the disappointment on Saturday, losing 1-0 away at Birmingham, but then responding with a 2-0 win away at Preston. We'll go over both of those games in this episode. We'll also go over the U23s and their 3-0 win over Ipswich on Monday at Elland Road. We'll also look at other bits of news regarding the U23s, as well as other bits of news coming out of Elland Road in general, before looking ahead to the big game this Saturday, a Yorkshire derby. It's Leeds United versus Sheffield Wednesday. We'll discuss that. Plenty of stuff coming up here on the All Things Leeds podcast. Well, let's start then. We need to start, don't we, with the disappointment of Saturday. Let's go in order. So 1-0 loss away at Birmingham. What went wrong, Charles? What do you think went wrong?
As much as this pains me to say it, I think tactically Gary Monk set up quite well for the game. If you watch the way Birmingham set up, obviously they've got the 4-4-2. They've got Jukovic and if that's how you pronounce it, Jukovic, whatever. However you pronounce it, and Che Adams up front. So you've obviously got the Jukovic winning the high balls and the everything in the air, and Che Adams obviously taking the knockdowns and having efforts on goal, which he did quite a bit. And obviously their full-backs and their wingers were pressing our full-backs and wingers quite well, which meant, and they also congested the midfield quite well. So power had to drop deeper and deeper. We were being kept quite well in our own half. We weren't really creating that much. I mean, Bamford had that really good opportunity in the first half. Tyler Roberts had a good opportunity, but we weren't really doing much. Yeah,
tactical genius, Guy Monk. I mean, he did set up well. You know, they nicked a goal and then just sat back and defended well, which, you know, I guess fair play to him. But I mean, you know, for me, the players just didn't really. You know, they didn't really look up to it, really. They didn't reach the levels that we've seen from them throughout the season. Certainly that we saw against Millwall just a week before as well. Yeah,
Bielsa said that especially the last 30 minutes of the game, we allowed our standards to drop and we weren't anywhere near where we should be. And he said that was one of the worst performances of the season. I would say it's up there with the West Brom loss. I'm trying to think of another really terrible performance. Hull at home, that was pretty bad. Stoke away, that was terrible.
Been plenty of pretty poor performances, really, where the players haven't reached the levels that they've set themselves.
I wouldn't say plenty, because we're second in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, we have lost 10 league games, but some of the league games we've lost, we haven't deserved to lose.
Yeah. Again, as you alluded to, missed opportunities again cost us, really. Bamford missing about 3 or 4 really good chances. What was up with him this game? I mean, for me, he looked quite short on confidence, to be honest.
I'm not sure if he's short on confidence. It was really unfortunate because he missed that chance that Elland whipped in and he hit against the post, and then like 60 seconds later, Che Adams scored.
Yeah.
So the whole game swung in 60 seconds because if Bamford scores that, then Birmingham change their approach completely. They open up, they don't sit as deep, we get more chances, and the game becomes a lot less hassle for us.
Yeah.
Because we have the best record in world football at the moment, it seems like, for scoring first and not losing.
Yeah, I mean, that was the most frustrating thing about, you know, the goal that we conceded 29 minutes. You know, Bamford, he had just hit the post, getting himself into the right areas. Unfortunately, you know, I mean, you got to hit the target though, at least. No, hit the post is not hitting on target. You need to hit the target. But of course, off the post, and then, as you said, you know, just a few seconds later, they go up the other end of the pitch, and Che Adams nets it in. I mean, poor defending from Leeds United as well. They weren't really good at defending at all, really, especially against Che Adams. It seems to be this season, you know, when they come up against pace, they don't really tend to do that well.
Yeah, we struggled with Neil Maupay as well, didn't we? And obviously you're always Sharp's always going to give you issues when you're playing Sheffield United, and there's been a couple of strikers we've struggled to deal with. For the most part, we've dealt with them. The kind of long ball merchant teams we've dealt with quite well. Yeah. We dealt with Assombalonga easily enough. We've dealt with, for the most part, I thought we dealt with Pookie in both games we played, because he didn't really get, apart from that tap in, he didn't get a sniff of the ball.
Yeah.
So we have dealt with a few strikers really well, but Adams is on fire this season.
Yeah, fourth highest goal scorer.
Yeah,
joint fourth, I think.
Yeah,
well, he was before this game at least. I haven't checked now.
I think Pookie's highest, and then Sharp, and then it's him. Yeah, he's had a really good season. He was quite impressive last season. Like, you could see the potential in him last season and the season before.
Yeah.
So he has been. It's been in him for a while, and obviously got James Beattie at Birmingham now with Pep Clotet, who kind of brought Chris Wood up to that level.
Yeah, kind of seen the same thing
in 2016-17. So you can see where Monk's kind of developed. That's the kind of thing with Monk teams. They have someone who scores all the goals, and then the rest of the team just defend.
Yeah,
that's your job.
Just lump balls
forward
to him.
Get it to the person that scores the goals, or get it to the person that creates the goals. Our plan when Monk managers was just give it to Pablo Hernandez. He will find Chris Wood. We will score a goal.
Yeah, but yeah, back onto Bamford then. A few missed opportunities. A few chances where the one point in the second half where Dallas crossed the ball into him and he skied it from close range. But Bamford, we see quite a lot of criticism after this game for the chances that he missed. What do you make of it all?
I think it's more. I don't think it's personal kind of anger towards him. It's frustration. It's this point in the season. People are desperate, really desperate for us to achieve something, and Leeds fans are bad for picking scapegoats. With Cooper, Phillips, Alioski, loads of Peacock Farrell. There's been a lot of players scapegoated for goals in this season, when in reality it's a kind of a whole team not defending properly in certain situations.
Yeah.
But I think it was just I think it's more of a general frustration finding a focal point, and the focal point happened to be Bamford had missed a couple of chances. We need Roof back. We need Edmondson in. There was a panic. There was there was just a worry that we'd screwed it up. Yeah. Which, as it turned out, we hadn't. But we didn't know that at the time. Yeah.
I see quite a lot of fans saying that. I mean, it's just passion and as you say, anger from fans. We're desperate now. We want this team to be back in the league, and when things aren't going our way, we try to pick names. Now, I don't agree with fans, tweeting the players directly, messaging them, saying how bad they've been.
No.
But what annoys me, you got stuff on Facebook groups, and people having a go at people for having a go at the players. We've gone in a Facebook group and said he wasn't good this game. I don't think he's up to it. Maybe need to drop him. And then of course Bamford in the next game, scores 2 goals, and they're saying, everyone's allowed an opinion. It's just passion from fans. But if Bamford, he's the striker. He's paid to score. Yes, he was getting himself in the positions, but when he's not scoring, which is his job, then some of the blame's gonna go on him, isn't it?
Yeah. I can't remember what I was going to say now. I had something in my head the entire time you were talking there, and I've lost it. It's just because we really want to be up. We really do want to be up. Yeah. And we paid a lot of money for Bamford as well. Bear in mind, like Roof, you could always get away with it because he only cost us a couple of £1 million.
Yeah, £7 million for Bamford.
Edmonton's youth academy is free. Roberts was 2.5. Yeah. So they all get away with it a little bit.
Bamford's the main man, the star man.
He was our marquee signing for the season. I know he was out for 5 months with injury, which means, to even be near double figures is fairly impressive. Yeah. Given how many starts
it is impressive. Yeah.
He's on 9 goals now. And you could see him in the last 5 games picking up a couple more. So he will get over the 10-goal mark. Yeah. Which, given Roof's only scored 14 this whole season, that's pretty impressive. Because our goals have been very well spread. Alioski's got 7 or 8. Roof's got 14. Bamford's got 9. Pablo's got 12. Click's got 7 or 8.
Yeah. Cooper as well. He's got
3, I think.
Yeah. To be fair on Bamford, he wasn't the only one missing chances. We had a good opportunity 2 minutes in when Roberts, he broke down the right-hand side. All he has to do was cut it back. Jack Harrison's in there, and it's going to be 1-0 to us. which was quite frustrating to see. Bamford seemed to be a scapegoat for fans, but it is passion, and when you have a striker and he's missed opportunities which could inevitably cost us promotion at the end of the season, then he's going to get a bit of stick. It's part and parcel of his job. But as we know now, it is back in our own hands after the midweek fixtures. That loss, but on Saturday, that loss and Sheffield United beating Preston 1-0 away, we dropped back down into third and 1 point behind second. But enough about that. That's old news. That's old news now. Let's move on to the midweek games. Leeds United on Tuesday night away at Preston, winning 2-0. Charles, me and you were there.
We were, yeah.
Some away there, that.
It was a good laugh.
Yeah, really good, and when we scored, there were home fans in the home end as well, causing all kinds of trouble.
One guy got spat on and bottles thrown at him, and he was basically trying to fight the whole stand while stewards dragged him away, which was well funny.
And to think, we sold out our away allocation 5,500, and there's still Leeds fans in the home end. Yeah, it's crazy for a Tuesday night away at Preston as well. Not the nicest place to go on a Tuesday night, but
there were barely any fans in that stadium.
Yeah,
and they still had a shout of playoffs if they'd have won that game.
Tell you what, that drum they had was annoying as anything.
It's always annoying.
Never does anything. Never gets the fans up.
No. Nothing can get them fans up.
But I mean, this game, I thought we were all over Preston from start to finish, really. They had a few opportunities here and there. There was one point where a free kick. They had a
lot of set pieces that they had that one quick free. They had a couple of quick free kicks which were a bit dangerous.
Yeah, which kind of caught us out a bit.
It was the first kind of 20 minutes or so I wouldn't say it was domination from Leeds. It was a very open game.
Yeah,
it was pretty end to end.
But then we kind of took control of the game, really.
Bamford had an effort just over the bar, and Anders tested the keeper.
Yeah, Roberts as well. Click, he missed a good opportunity as well.
Click had the best chance of. I say best chance. He had the best effort of the half of
the first half.
Yeah, the first half, because he sent it just maybe 6 inches wide of the far post. You can't say it was a bad effort because it was a good effort.
Yeah.
It was just it was a little bit unlucky for the final, and it was on his weak foot as well. So he did well to get it anywhere near the target, but. Other than that, it was a bit kind of, we need to push on here. Someone said the first half at Preston felt like a bit of a consolidation half, kind of like because obviously we'd struggled at Birmingham and we'd made hard work of Millwall, that we just needed to kind of get through it without conceding and then push on the second half and score, which is what we did. But we were slightly helped, as we will discuss.
Yeah, it was important that we didn't concede first, definitely, because we've seen it this season before when Preston got ahead against us in the cup. At the beginning of the season, they went ahead really early on and just started time wasting and cheating. So really important that we didn't go down. Nice to see players having shots. You said it. Plenty of players were having shots, especially in the first half at the keeper, which was good to see. Some games we haven't really seen that.
Yeah, Bamford said in his post-match interview that he'd changed up his game slightly. He was because he sometimes gets criticised for being a bit too nice for us to be a centre forward and not horrible enough. Because you get people like kind of Luis Suarez and people like that just are horrible and just barging into you and annoying you. And Bamford said he's tried to. Especially in Birmingham and Preston games, he didn't quite get it right at Birmingham, but at Preston, he said his mission was to annoy the centre backs into fouling him and giving away and picking up cards. Yeah. And he said within the first 40 minutes or so, I got clattered by Davies, their centre half, and he picks up a yellow, and I knew I could focus on him from there on out. and yeah,
game plan.
Yeah, he could.
Yeah, it's not really in him, is it, the Tory boy?
He's too nice a lad, isn't he?
Yeah.
You see him get interviewed, and he's just stood there going, "Oh yeah, I've had a really nice evening. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna go home now and watch the Champions League highlights."
Yeah, the scores coming on my iPad.
Yeah. I'm gonna follow the Sheffield United Birmingham game on my iPad. I'm gonna have a nice bit of relax, glass of Merlot,
cup of tea, play the cello.
Yeah.
But we were much better in the second half. The second half sending off did help us massively. Ben Pearson showing a red card 4 minutes into the half after bringing down Bamford. Definite red card though. Bamford's the last man.
Yeah, definite red card. I saw some Preston fans disagreeing that it was a red card, but even if it hadn't been a red card, which it was, Ben Pearson was already on a yellow card, and that was a yellow card, at least a yellow card challenge. So he would have been sent off anyway.
Yeah.
The only difference is how long he is suspended for.
Yeah.
He would still be off. Because even the most lenient referee is given a yellow for barging him over when he's running towards goal.
Yeah, it's a goal-scoring opportunity. Bamford's one-on-one with the keeper pretty much. He goes behind him and takes him down.
And Ben Pearson's first yellow card was stupid as well, because it wasn't for a foul, because he fouled Jack Harrison on the byline, and then the referee just waved it for a free kick, and then Ben Pearson went over to shout in the referee's face and got booked for dissent. So he's an actual moron.
Yeah. But yeah, Preston go down 10 men. It helps us massively. On the subject of red cards, were we lucky not to be down to 10 men? Luke Ayling's challenge in the first half. The home fans weren't happy at all.
I saw a lot of Norwich fans piling in as well. Because everyone wants their opinion on everything.
Yeah, he did slide in, studs up. It was quite a reckless challenge, really, from Elland.
It was late, but it was more like a trailing leg. He wasn't like the Buendia one, because I'm going to focus on. I know you're not about Preston fans, but the Buendia one, which is people saying it's similar to. There was no attempt to win the ball there. He sees he's not won the ball and decides to karate kick him in the shin. Yeah. Whereas Aylands he's sliding in to block it, and he can't quite get his foot down in time and slightly clips slowly as well. It's not even fast paced, the tackle, the ankle, and he basically, the Preston player just trips over. He's not injured in any way. There's no danger from it. And the referees, I mean, he probably should have got a yellow for it, but the referee was quite lenient towards Leeds in the game. And I mean, the free kicks were a bit dodgy because Bamford kept giving away weird free kicks for people jumping over the back of him, which I didn't really understand.
Yeah, I'll definitely say that the referee was, he was kind of more lenient, to us, but I thought the officials overall were just really poor in the game. There were some decisions for throw-ins which looked like,
The decisions slightly favoured us.
Yeah.
Especially with regards to bookings.
Yeah.
We got bookings eventually. I think Phillips got a booking for time wasting.
Yeah.
And I think Click nearly got one for booting the ball away, but he got away with it.
Yeah.
And did Bamford get one?
Not sure. I know that the home fans weren't happy with the officials. They debuted them off at half time.
Yeah, they were furious with them because they thought, we're always like that with the officials at Elland Road.
Yeah.
We often get really annoyed with the officials.
But we do usually get really bad officials at Elland Road. We don't get many good ones. I mean, everyone in the EFL just gets bad officials. They're not, the standard referee in the football league is just
we've had some
good.
very poor referees in the past, but sometimes I've seen decisions in games and I've been thinking that's ridiculous, and then I've watched the highlights back and I've thought, yeah, all right, fair enough, that's a free kick.
Yeah.
So perspective from the stand isn't as good as perspective from when you're watching on a stream or you're watching on Sky or anything like that, because obviously you get the bird's eye view. But we've had some poor referees in the past, but they were just, the referee was very lenient in this game, and I thought, the linesmen in particular weren't very good. Like, I know you would disagree with this, but the Preston, when they had no shots on target the whole game. However, I'm not sure how right that is, because at one point, when they fired it at Casillas near post, and it went out and they gave a goal kick. And on the highlights, it clearly shows it coming off Casillas' knee.
Yeah, it looked like a corner. Yeah,
that should have been a corner, but it wasn't a corner. Yeah. There was kind of things like that all game, and there was every now and again it went out for a Leeds goal kick, and I thought that might have been a corner.
Yeah.
But sorry. I apologise.
Silent, mate.
I should have put my phone on silent.
So they go down to 10 men. 4 minutes into the second half did help us massively. 12 minutes later, we do go ahead. Patrick Bamford here, one touch and then a strike from outside the box. I mean, excellent goal from Bamford. Excellent goal.
His initial touch is quite poor, but it sets him up very well towards the centre of the box.
Yeah, and luckily their defenders don't really react to it quickly.
Yeah, Hernandez gets quite lucky because Hernandez clatters into the defender with the ball and it bounces kindly over for Bamford, who takes a heavy touch out of his feet, realises he might have overhit it. You can see it in his eyes if you watch the highlights. He thinks he's touched it too hard and he's sent it too far. Yeah, but the strike was perfect. He got a great amount of power on it, a great amount of whip, sent it round the keeper. The very few keepers are saving that. It's a good goal. Yeah, I mean, some people are saying goal of the season. I don't agree with that, but it was.
Yeah, I think there's a few maybe from Mateusz Glick that's probably better than that, but it's still incredible goal.
Yeah,
Bamford It gave him a lot of confidence. He went on to score the second on 76 minutes. Nice move from Leeds United here, resulted in a click. His first time cross, it was blocked and then crossed again, and Bamford was in there. He was unmarked in the box. It probably looked fairly easy to some people, but it was quite far out, and it was still a powerful header. It was a good header.
Yeah, it was poor defending from Preston, really, because
he was stood free about 6 yards out.
Yeah, it was maybe slightly more than maybe about 8 yards out, because he was in between the penalty spot and the 6-yard box. But you can't leave him alone there. You can't leave your opposition striker unmarked there. I didn't think they thought that Klich was going to find him, though, because Klich's first attempt at the cross, then he tried a across the floor pass, which got cut out, but it was fortunate it bounced back to him.
Yeah.
So he decided to kind of whip it over the top. It was a great cross eventually in the end.
Yeah.
But and then the header was brilliant. But obviously, once you score one, you tend to score a few. That's when the floodgates open for strikers. It's usually a good thing, because as soon as you get over the dry spell, you're fine.
Yeah.
But so hopefully Bamford's got over that. I say dry spell because he's got like 9 goals in like 14 starts or something stupid.
I never really look into those, because it's never going to happen. But say a player plays 10 games, doesn't score a goal in 9 of them, and then the last game, the 10th game, he scores 10 goals. Then you're saying he's averaged a goal a game now. I know it's never going to happen, but never really look into how many goals in starts.
True.
These are the first few goals that
no one ever scores 10 goals in one game in a championship game.
No, I said that it's never going to happen, but it averages out. He scored 2 goals in this game. The last time he scored was
Bolton won it. Bolton at home. Or was it after that?
Was West Brom after Bolton? I'm not sure.
Yeah, West Brom were after Bolton. He's got a couple there.
Yeah. Anyway, it's 2 goals for him here. Unlucky not to get a hat-trick. He should have had a hat-trick, shouldn't he have?
Bristol City was his last goal.
Yeah. He should have had a hat-trick, though, shouldn't he?
Yes, he should. He said it afterwards. He said himself, I should have had a hat-trick. I think he tried to chip the keeper and kick the ground, because he said his legs were gone by about the 78th minute or something. Yeah. That's why he got took off straight after his... Actually, it was kind of on the 80-minute mark when he had that effort. And he said, my legs were pretty much gone. So, obviously, Bielsa's brought him off and put Roof on. And Roof actually nearly had a great chance himself, but Roof
fell
over on the edge of their box.
Yeah. Same with Bamford for his hat-trick. Through one-on-one with the keeper, and then he just kind of fell over, really.
No, if you watch it, he gets kind of nudged off the ball by their centre-half from behind, and then he gets nudged slightly, and then he trips over the ball. So
yeah, but still 2 goals. He's responding to his critics for celebrations. You can tell he knows about the criticism that he's got.
He said he was getting jeered sarcastically before kick-off when he were banging them in. For the when strikers do like practice against the keepers in warm-up, and he said he was getting jeered sarcastically. And he said Jesus, really? It was actually remarkable. And I just think, why would you bother doing that?
Yeah, I wouldn't personally.
Why'd you bother jeering it? I mean, it happened to J. Roy Grott last season. I remember when we came to Preston last time.
Yeah, that's J. Roy Grott though.
And he got but he was.
He wasn't. He's not the same calibre as Bamford, is he?
Yeah, but he was also like younger than we are now.
Yeah.
It was a bit harsh in hindsight.
Yeah, I don't agree with it. Definitely not. But Bamford, he's responding to his critics in style. 2 goals here. Just hope now he kicks on. He show consistency. That's the key thing. He needs to be consistent. He needs to, if he scores at the weekend, that's great. Just hopefully he kicks on now.
Yep. Because the weekend's going to be completely easy. Sheffield Wednesday, banging form.
Yeah.
Yorkshire derby. They hate us.
Yeah.
It's going to be brilliant.
But yeah, hopefully Bamford's full of confidence.
It's going to be a very emotionally confusing afternoon for Sheffield United fans. Who do you want to win?
Yeah. But of course, we do hold on to win 2-0. A big away win. Impressive. Great response from the Birmingham, lost by the players. That result, of course, was jump back into second and 2 points clear, but Sheffield United still had to play on the Wednesday night, which they did, and they ended up drawing 1-1. And wait, Birmingham, Guy Monk doing us a favour. Fantastic.
Yep, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
You were watching it on the Sky, I wasn't watching it, I was following it on Twitter. And then every now and again you would just send me a text like, Jesus, or that was close, and then wouldn't send any detail. So I had to try and suss out what I could from the Birmingham and Sheffield United timelines on Twitter, and they were very vague about what was going on. It actually seemed like Birmingham had the better opportunities to score throughout the game.
I'd say Sheffield United were definitely the better team in the game. They weren't great. I wasn't impressed with them at all.
No, I'm not about better team. I'm on about having better chances to score, because Che Adams had that effort which got palmed out the top corner, basically, didn't it? And Jota had a shot going for the bottom corner that got saved. Birmingham had a few chances that they could have scored.
But I wasn't watching it, and I wasn't thinking, Sheffield United are going to win. I mean, yes, later on, NkGhTg had that header that hit that landed on the roof of the net, which kind of made me nervous because it looked like it had gone in. But no, at no point I was worried that Sheffield United they're going to go run away with this game. Of course, they did go 1-0 ahead, and Birmingham equalised very shortly after, which was great, because 1 minute you're thinking, it's going to be this, isn't it? We're going to go back down to third, and then Birmingham equalise, and they held on. Guy Monk doing us a favour. Thank you, Birmingham. Credit to Birmingham as well. They lost quite a few games, and then they take 3 points off us and take a point off Sheffield United, which two big results for them.
I'd sooner they not take 3 points off us.
Yeah, two big results for them, though.
I'll forgive them.
Yeah.
For taking a point off Sheffield United.
Yeah, all is forgiven, Birmingham. All is forgiven. Norwich, they also drew 2-2 at home to Reading. We're now only 6 points.
Very funny.
Yeah, Norwich fans having a meltdown because they've actually lost a game. They're still top of the league.
They haven't lost a game. They drew a game.
They drew a game, yeah. They haven't won a game. And Norwich fans are having a meltdown, which was funny. We're now only 6 points off the league leaders, Norwich. Do you believe?
No. But I don't care. Like, you care, I don't care.
I
just want to be in the Premier League. I don't care how it's done.
Yeah, same.
I really don't.
Same.
I mean, I'd rather not go through the playoffs. That'd be awful. But I'd rather finish. The best scenario is finishing first. Yeah. But I will take the Goldilocks situation of coming second. Yeah. But that's.
Yeah, I'm not bothered about that.
That's still nowhere near safe. Yeah. We're 1 point ahead with 5 games to go. There's 15 points to play for, and we're 1 point ahead.
So still a lot of twists and turns that are going to happen, which we've seen in the past few weeks. Just a quick word on Wednesday night games. And Man United, they lost 1-0 at home to Barcelona. So, I mean, all round, just great results for midweek fixtures.
That was a weird goal. I mean, that probably shouldn't have even gone in, because Luke Shaw, it was. Messi crossed it to Suarez at the back post, and Suarez, rather than heading it towards goal, heads it across goal, and it hits Shaw. Yeah, it smashes off Shaw's shoulder and goes straight in.
Yeah, nothing wrong with the goal, but the linesman gave it offside for some reason, and VAR overturned.
It's because Suarez was offside at the start of the move, but
the linesman didn't put his flag up until Suarez started celebrating.
Yeah, he
really weird.
Suarez was offside at the start of the move, but he wasn't involved in the attack at that point. Messi was involved in the attack, and Messi was definitely onside. Yeah. And then by the time Messi had crossed it, Suarez was back onside. Yeah. So it was fine. Yeah. It was really funny because it was given offside, and you could see all those cretins in the front row of the Stretford end starting to give it large. And then obviously the VAR give it as a goal, and they all just sat down silent. It was well funny.
Yeah, I mean, just a great midweek, really great midweek, and what a week so far for me. It's Thursday now, but meeting Howard Wilkinson on Monday, Leeds United beating Preston Tuesday. Good results on the Wednesday. Hopefully, Leeds United can finish it off with a win this weekend. That'll be a perfect week. And to Barcelona, we'll be playing them in a few years. By the way, when we go up this season, we'll finish in the Champions League and we'll be playing them.
No, we won't.
That's true. We're never going to have to play Preston again. No,
but we are going to Watford our way through the next 10 years. And if you're deluded if you think we won't.
Yeah,
I would quite happily Watford our way through the next 10 years, finish mid-table in the Premier League.
Yeah,
that I would be fine with doing that.
Get to a few FA Cup finals, that'd be nice.
Well, if you can get to an FA Cup finals, I mean, our record in finals is absolutely abysmal, and hopefully we'll have to play Man City every bloody year, otherwise we'll lose.
But yeah, Leeds United they do remain second now, just 1 point above Sheffield United in third. 5 games remaining now. As I said, still plenty of twists and turns. It could happen, as we've seen over the past couple of weeks. But Leeds United, please don't blow it. Don't blow it, Leeds United.
There's a lot of time yet.
Yeah, 15 points to play for.
And this weekend's going to be really tough because Millwall on terrible form.
Pressure's going to be on us if Sheffield United win. They're, of course, playing before us.
Them,
They're playing just before us against Millwall. Hopefully Millwall do us a favour.
Worst case scenario, we're 2 points behind on kick-off. Yeah. And we have to win.
Yeah.
Best case scenario, we are 1 point ahead on kick-off with a chance to go 4 points clear.
Yeah.
But every time we've had
in the middle ground, we could be level on points.
Every time we've had a chance to go points clear of somebody, we've screwed it up this season. The Norwich game at home, the Sheffield United game at home, we've had other chances. I think the whole game at home as well.
Yeah. But let's move on to the Leeds United U23s. Then before we preview the game this Saturday. So the U23s, they won 3-0 over Ipswich at Elland Road on Monday night. Clarkador opening the scoring, and Bavardi also getting a goal in the first half. Bavardi scoring. There were no fans on the pitch though, which was unfortunate. But
there weren't that many fans in the stadium.
And then Ryan Edmondson, they made it 3 in the second half. I mean, the players had already won the league, but I mean, it's great from them not to drop off, not to drop in form, and just keep going.
Well, Ipswich are top of the Southern under-23s division, where obviously top of the Northern. Yeah. So it was nice to say that because after the season's over, we got to into the playoff, don't we? Top 2 of the Northern, top 2 of the Southern. So it's nice to say, put a statement out there before we even start the playoff that we've just slapped the person at the top of your league 3-0.
Yeah.
And Clarkador's goal was the pick of the bunch. It was a great move, and he's slightly past the keeper. Edmondson's got a bit of a fortunate deflection off the keeper, and Berardi's got the keeper saved it out when it fell to his feet, so he just blasted it in.
Yeah. But Clarkador, I mean, I know I've said it plenty of times on this podcast, but he's going to be a great player. I'm a big fan of Clarkador. It was a good finish by him, chested it down.
He's a more naturally skillful winger than Clark is.
Yeah, I like it all. I think he's class. Ryan Emerson's scoring too, as you said. We've discussed him over recent weeks, but he's going to be a top player, isn't he, in the future? Ryan Emerson, the highest goal scorer for the under-23s this season. He's going to be a good player. But Charles, who are you most impressed by in the under-23s side?
Most impressed by?
Yeah, who's the standout for you?
Well, I mean, Edmondson is the cop-out answer, isn't it, really? Because he scored the most goals. He's developing into a decent target man and a good finisher in the kind of Viduka mould. I quite like Jordan Stevens. I don't think he gets enough plaudits. I think he, obviously, Clarkador gets a lot. You rave about Clarkador on this podcast.
I love him.
He gets a lot of plaudits. But Jordan Stevens chips in with a lot of good goals and good assists.
Yeah.
And he's always finding the key passes and doesn't really get a mention much. And bear in mind, we signed him from Forest Green Rovers last season.
Yeah.
From their first team, and just dropped him straight into our under-23s. He's really good.
Just a quick word then on the regular first teamers who played. Providing Forshaw, they started the game, both actually coming off on their 30 minutes to be available for the Preston game the following night. Were you surprised to see these guys play for U23s on Monday and involved in the Preston game on the Tuesday?
Well, they're not getting a lot of game time in the first team, so if you're going to keep a match fit, you've got to play them.
Yeah.
Brady was good when he came on. There was one point when he ran towards the byline like a winger late on in the Preston game.
Yeah, but Brady and Forshaw both coming on for the Preston game, playing 2 games in 2 days.
Yeah, we always stick Forshaw on for Roberts as a kind of, because he's a lot more solid, he's a lot more defensive than Roberts. When we're trying to see a game out, we chuck Forshaw on. Or if we need to give Hernandez a platform to run forward, we chuck Forshaw on, because he's just he keeps things ticking over. He's like in the Jordan Henderson mould of just keeping games just going and going and clearing up any messes, spraying it out, and then just staying put.
Yeah,
that's the kind of player Forshaw is. And weirdly enough, they're both Scousers.
I mean, no, I was surprised, but I mean, like you said, his first team is getting minutes which they need, keeping the match fitness when they're not getting minutes, in the first team regular minutes. But that's the U23s. They just keep on impressing, so great stuff from them. Just a final word before we move off of the under-23s. This week they announced that the Premier League Cup semi-final tie against Newcastle that will not be played at Elland Road. It will instead be played at Nevermore Park in Guiseley. Strange decision, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, because I think they'd make a ton of money if they played at Elland Road. Because
Yeah.
I think everyone would want to go to that semi-final.
Yeah, you think, at Elland Road, there'd be a much bigger crowd. Elland Road, everyone gets to it on a match day. It's probably easier to get to than Guiseley.
You'd probably get 8,000 to 10,000 at Elland Road.
Yeah, it's probably much easier to get there.
Yeah, it's far easier because Guiseley's in the middle of bloody nowhere. But I mean, it's like a 40-minute drive from where I live, or something like that. Something stupid.
Yeah, people know where Elland Road is. They know how to get there. So
and you'd make a fair bit of money, and the under-23s would have more support. I mean, obviously, we like to maintain a good relationship with Tadcaster and Guiseley and the smaller clubs around Leeds because whenever they develop a decent player, we call them up, we take them, and they don't mind because we give them tons of revenue when we play games at their place. Because I think Tadcaster, every time we play there, we break the attendance record.
Yeah,
and give them a ton of money, so they don't really mind that much.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still a strange decision. I thought Elland Road, bigger crowd, bit better, but the safer decision was because they played the majority of their games this season at Nevermore Park in Guiseley, so it feels like they're home a bit more, which I guess is fair enough. And there's always, the final of the Premier League Cup. I think that's over 2 legs. So we can always play that.
Let's just win the semi-final first. Newcastle under-23s are actually a really good team because they've beaten our under-23s already this season.
Yeah, we've beaten them now as well.
We have. I think we played them twice in the group stages of the cup, and they beat us once, and we beat them once.
Yeah. We beat them the last group stage game as well, and beat them at Guiseley to get through. So.
Yeah, we overtook. By winning that game, we dropped Southampton out of the qualifiers, so which is quite funny.
Yeah. But that's the under-23s. Hopefully they do get through to the final, and if they do, if that's Elland Road, that'll be great. And it'll be great as well because I was listening to the LS11 podcast on a Wednesday. Andy Cousins was there. And he, of course, playing in the Youth Cup, listening to Noel Whelan before as well, playing for Leeds United youth. And, back then, the youth games are massive. And they used to actually sell out Elland Road. Andy Cousins, he played in this Youth Cup game against Manchester United, and they had, post goals and that when they were all young.
They won it, yeah.
And they won it, and that was at Elland Road, 30-odd thousand at Elland Road for the youth game. It shows, if you got a good youth team and you put it at Elland Road,
not many of those youth players in that team though for Leeds actually came through.
No.
Almost all of the Manchester United youth players came through.
Yeah, post goals, gigs, and all that.
I think Noel Whelan is like one of the only ones that came through and made a big impact on the first team. And even then, we sold him after a couple of years anyway. Did we sell him to Coventry?
I think so. But now we're getting a load through. But that's the under-23s. Now, before we move on to the Sheffield Wednesday game this Saturday, let's talk about a clip that circled the internet over this past week and even tweeted out by the club themselves. Don't know if you've seen it.
I have seen it.
But the Game of Thrones, huge TV series is Game of Thrones if you never watched it. But Game of Thrones star Nikolai Coster-Waldau. I don't know if you pronounce it like that.
Yeah. Did you know he was a Leeds fan?
No, I didn't know.
I knew.
Yeah.
Scandinavian, they're all Leeds fans.
He's from Denmark. He was on an American chat show, Jimmy Kimmel Live. I've actually seen the building where Jimmy Kimmel is filmed. Hollywood Boulevard.
I've never been to Los Angeles, so I haven't.
Hollywood Boulevard. But yeah, he basically got a whole crowd to chant "In Bielsa We Trust."
Very funny.
After tricking them with a storyline, they were saying Bielsa. Yeah, there's a guy called Bielsa. He comes to the north and makes it some paradise. And then got a big.
It was funny because he was stringing them along because they're all Americans and they don't really understand. They don't really understand proper sport.
Jimmy Kimmel said it afterwards. Oh, us dumb Americans know nothing about soccer. What a horrible word soccer is.
I mean, whenever you say that, whenever you call them out for saying that ridiculous word, they always go, "Oh yeah, but you made it up." Yeah, and we haven't used it for 150 years for a reason.
Yeah,
because they right. Because there were two sports originally, association football and rugby football. So in this country, we said, all right, association football, that's football, and rugby football, that's rugby. Yeah. In their country, they went, rather than shorten association football to football, they decided association was the word they should use there, and that got shortened to soccer. And obviously, rugby football in their country got shortened to just football. And
American football.
Well,
even though the belly use the feet.
They don't call it that, though. They just call it football. Yeah. And because the ball's a foot long, that's the reason why it's called football. And they barely kick the ball.
Yeah.
And there's no offside rule, so there's nothing to stop your player running the length of the pitch and you kicking it to him. It's such a garbage sport. It's actually so bad.
I rant over about Americans. I've got family in America who listen to this podcast, so let's...
No, I've got nothing against Americans, but American football is a bad sport.
Yeah, and they shouldn't call football soccer.
I have actually met some great Americans, and they are... It is actually... There's some great things about the country. Sport is not one of them.
Yeah, they shouldn't call it soccer. That's definitely, but no,
it's football.
Great from the Game of Thrones star Nikolai to.
Sorry to Ed's relatives.
But great of him to get the whole crowd to chant in Bielsa we trust. It was funny, and it put us Leeds United on the map in America now.
Well, you say that, but it's not like all these Americans are going to go home and decide to be a Leeds fan.
It got us all to say in Bielsa we trust Leeds United. Apparently,
there's a big Leeds bar in New York. The New York Whites.
There is.
Run a big Leeds bar in that John Richardson, the comedian, he's a big Leeds fan. He's been there. Yeah. Russell Crowe, he goes there every time he's in there. If I ever got New York, I'm going to that bar as well because that's going to be ace.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But I've never been to New York, so.
And if you go, you need to make sure that there's a Leeds game on there.
I think it's just a Leeds bar year round. Whether or not I know, obviously.
No, but if there's a football match on, it'd be even better.
Obviously it would because you get everyone in there. But yeah. I'd love to go to that.
Yeah,
but enough about that. Before I get in more trouble.
Yeah, but great stuff there. If you haven't seen the clip, make sure you go check it out. It will be online. It's on the Leeds United Twitter page, so make sure you go check it out. It is quite funny. It's a good interview as well. I don't really watch Game of Thrones, but I think I'll watch the final series just because I know that he's a Leeds United fan.
You should watch it. It's an excellent series.
Yeah.
He's also the best character in the show.
Yeah. Even better.
Not morally, but character development wise, he's the best character in the show.
And he's a Leeds United fan. Great stuff. Well, let's move on then to the game this weekend. Leeds United against Sheffield United at Elland Road, 5:30. Sheffield Wednesday. Yep. At Elland Road, 5:30 PM kick-off on Saturday. Of course, it's a Yorkshire derby. The last Yorkshire derby for us of the season.
Thank God for that, because there's about 50 of them every season. And Sky big them up every time. like bloody Hull away, that's a big game.
Middlesbrough versus Leeds, apparently that's a Yorkshire derby.
They're not even in Yorkshire. They are Geordie at best.
They technically are.
They're not.
But, I don't know. But Charles, how do you see this one playing out?
As in, you want me to give a score prediction, or are you asking me how do you
see it playing out? It's going to be a tough game, isn't it?
They're on good form, and they've started playing like a football team again, which is a shame because they were really bad at one point.
It's a shame.
Yeah, they've got like 50 strikers on their books as well. They've got like Ashley Fletcher, Gary Hooper.
Of course, yeah, the Gary Hooper was just gone missing.
Fernando Forestieri. They've got who always dives and cheats endlessly against Leeds. They've got Barry Bannon in midfield. They've got a decent-ish squad. They've got like Lucas Zhao up front as well. How many strikers have they got? Their wage bill must be enormous.
They've got loads.
They've got a good squad, and they've got Westwood in goal. I really like.
We will, didn't we?
Kieran Westwood in goal. He's a good keeper.
Yeah.
At this level, he's a good championship keeper.
Yeah.
And I think he fell out with the previous manager, so they were playing like youth keepers and giving away like howlers every week, and now they've started playing a proper developed early 30s keeper with 10 years of experience, and they've stopped conceding goals.
Yeah, since Steve Bruce came in. Steve Bruce, he's come in and just seems to have turned it all around massively. They were a poor side, but he's come in and improved them. Yeah,
the football is terrible because it's Steve Bruce, but they defend well now.
Yeah, they get results. They get results.
They get 0-0s or they nick 1-0s. They beat Forest 3-0, but that was quite fortunate because Forest
quite a few of their goals. Goals that Forest conceded.
Forest gave away soft goals, and Forest also should have scored.
Yeah,
early in the first half, and in the second half as well.
Yeah, Steve Bruce, he definitely has. He's come in and they've started getting results. Sheffield Wednesday, they're in good form. Only one loss in the past 14 championship games.
Everyone's on about them possibly rolling over to stop Sheffield United going up, but if they want to have any chance of going up, they have to win this game.
Yeah,
because they've got us away, and then they've got Norwich away immediately after. So that's a tough couple of games for them and us.
Only 2 points off the playoffs as well. So they're in 10th.
So they need to win, really.
Yeah.
If they want to get playoffs.
Yeah.
But it depends what's more important to Sheffield Wednesday fans: the possibility of making the playoffs or preventing your rivals from being promoted out into the Premier League. It depends how bitter they are. Yeah. But the players won't think of it like that. The Sheffield Wednesday players will come out to win the game.
Yeah.
And Steve Bruce will set them up to win the game. They'll be difficult to beat, difficult to break down. They'll be plenty of set pieces. They'll be trying to find Fletcher as much as possible, and trying to stop us from playing our game, which some teams have successfully done. They'll be trying to hit us on the counter.
Yeah.
They'll be trying to do what Hull did to us. They'll be trying to do what Forest did to us. They'll be trying to do that kind of what Birmingham did to us. That kind of horrible.
Just do what Steve Bruce usually does.
10 men behind the ball, win the ball back, and then sprint down the field with everybody. It's just so bad.
Yeah, but I mean, as I said, it gets some results.
Well, yeah, it works.
1 loss in 14 championship games, 7 wins indoors.
Who did they lose to?
They lost against Villa, 3-1 at home.
I think they were unfortunate to lose that as well.
Yeah, they scored 2 goals really late on, did Villa.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as we said, the last game Tuesday night, to beat Nottingham Forest 3-0 at home. So a tough nut to crack, but
so are we.
What the players need to do, just need to go carry the confidence, momentum from that win over Preston, and just kick on now. If we play like we did against Preston, we'll go and win.
What worries me is Bielsa's. I think Steve Bruce plays 2 up front, which means we might end up playing that 3 at the back system, which we never get right.
Yeah, because Phillips ends up going in the back 3, and
it doesn't ever work.
Don't really work.
I don't think we've seen us play once when we started a game with a back 3.
Yeah, Phillips is good central defensive midfielder, or just as a straight centre back in a back 2.
Just play 4-1-4-1. Make sure Janssen and Cooper are marking Fletcher and whoever else is playing up front, because it'd probably be Gary Hooper. Mark them out of the game and just play how we usually play, and we'll be all right.
Yeah, we will. We just need to kick on and take momentum. We can't beat Preston and then lose against Sheffield Wednesday. We need to get a bit of a run going into these last 5 games, definitely. But we can't lose. It's a must not lose game. No game for this season. We can't lose anymore, because 5 games left. Sheffield United, they're not going to drop many points, so we can't afford to lose.
They are more than likely going to beat Millwall at home.
Yeah.
So we have to beat Sheffield Wednesday at home.
So the pressure will be on us. But as I said, hopefully Millwall, they do us a favour.
I mean, the game after, we've got Wigan, who have like one of the worst away records in the league, and they've got.
We should pick up 3 points against Wigan.
They've either got Hull or Forest. I think.
Let's have a look. Wigan have
not Wigan. Sheffield United. I think they've got Forest or Hull.
Sheffield United after this game. After Millwall, they've got Nottingham Forest at home. It's on a Friday night as well. Friday.
Forest aren't in brilliant form, but you'd hope they'd manage. They've got a decent-ish team, Forest, so you'd hope they'd pull the result out.
Pressure's going to be back on us on Friday then. Friday's fixtures, of course, Good Friday, Easter weekend. But Sheffield United, they play at 12:30 and we play at 3 o'clock against Wigan. So pressure's going to be on us again, which is not good. Of course, the last time we played Sheffield Wednesday, we drew 1-1 away at Hillsborough back in September. Will of course be a different game though. But are you confident? Are you hopeful that we can get the win here?
I'm always confident we can get the win.
Yeah.
I mean, I really want us to just turn up for 5 games. That's all I want.
Yeah.
I really want to go up. It's not that hard to turn up for 5 games, is it? It really shouldn't be.
We've shown it throughout the entire season. Let's just stick at it.
Let's just win this last 5 games and not have to worry about what Sheffield United are doing.
We're against teams that are lower than us. Come on, let's just do it.
Every team apart from Norwich is lower than us.
We get teams that aren't good. Wigan next. Brentford. They're not good teams. We need to be winning. Just turn up.
The Villa game is worrying me a bit.
Yeah,
because they're on really good form.
Yeah,
they've won last 6 games.
Even last night as well, they were down 10 men away at Rotherham, ended up winning 2-1 after being 1-0 down. But back onto this game, so lineups. We're recording this before press conference, so we don't know if anyone is out or not. But if no one is out, if there are no new injury concerns, then it will probably just be an unchanged lineup.
I think we would have heard about it by now.
Yeah,
I think is the press conference today or is it tomorrow?
It'll be today. Thursday.
It'll be 12:30.
Yeah, Thursday. But it probably will be an unchanged lineup if there's no new injury concerns. Which nothing wrong. We won our last game, so just stick with the team and just let them carry on.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be any changes for our team. We don't make changes unless we've got injuries or massive drops off in form, which don't happen very often. So we'll be the same.
Yeah. Let's get your score prediction then.
Oh, why did you? I can just see 2-1 Leeds. It looks like it's going to be a 2-1 Leeds. I wouldn't care if it was 2-1 Leeds. I'd be delighted. But I think it will be 2-1 Leeds.
I reckon 2-0. I reckon we can keep a clean sheet. 2-0.
I'd love us to keep a clean sheet. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-0 to Leeds United for Saturday against Sheffield Wednesday. But that brings us to the end of episode 16 of the All Things Leeds podcast. Thank you very much to Charles, as always, for joining me in the studio.
Thanks for having me on, mate.
And we're looking forward to Saturday's game. Thank you to everyone who has listened. We really do appreciate it. I hope you all have enjoyed. And if you have enjoyed, then why not subscribe or follow the podcast on whatever platform you're listening or watching on. Give us a 5-star rating if you're listening on Apple Podcasts. Definitely, please. 5-star review rating. Share it around as well. Help us out. That'll mean a lot. Make sure to follow All Things Leeds on our social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Keep up to date with everything that is happening. Subscribe to the All Things Leeds YouTube channel as well if you have not already. Me and Charles, we will be back next week to have a look at the Easter weekend fixtures. So, yeah, we'll be...
Oh, God. I'm dreading it already.
So, yeah, we will be back next week. Thank you again for listening, and we'll see you later.